All right, y'all, another video coming at y'all. I know I was supposed to do this video a long time ago, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I didn't do it. Procrastination is a form of laziness. Laziness will end you will end up in poverty, and you will suffer physically, financially, in all areas. You see my face? This is an example of laziness. Forget the haircut. I usually rock this haircut during the summer. I cut all my mustache, beard. This is all the stuff I do. People are like, yo, why you doing? I switch up like a chameleon during the seasons, you know. During the fall and the winter, I got my Muslim beard going, blow out, all that stuff. During the spring I get my fades, you know, my short haircut. Summertime is all bald, everything cut off except for the eyebrows, you know. But this is a subject I was supposed to been touch on, you know. The reason why you see my face all puffed up and everything is weight. Now listen, I know people like to call certain foods junk food. I don't like to call it that because I like to call it pleasure food because we get pleasure out of eating these foods. Whether it's KFC, McDonald's, you know, Wendy's. Shout out to each and every one of them. I don't have nothing bad to say about them. I think the choice is yours. You live in America, the choice is yours. You know, you live in Canada, any parts of the world. Shout out to everybody in the world. But don't let nobody tell you being overweight is cool. There's a lot of serious consequences that come with being overweight. You know, I'm gonna tell you for me, you know, so some people are born, as they say, big bone, and some people can function well. But I know for me, my natural size, the max I'm supposed to be is 200. I'm like, right now, like 285. That's bad. That means I'm 85 pounds overweight, right? Than my natural size. I'm around 5'11. So that means I'm more prone to diabetes. I've been borderline once. I'm more prone to diabetes. I'm more prone to heart disease. What else? Yeah, mainly heart disease. These are serious killers, especially amongst the quote unquote black community. I don't go in that black and brown stuff, you know. And I'm brown, you know. I wouldn't even consider myself black because I'm mixed. You know what I'm saying? I was born in America, so I'm an American. But I'm not gonna deviate. That's another topic in itself, right? So how did I get like this, right? I got like this. Certain issues happened in my life, you know. But I will say this, you know, I've gotten better. My fasting game is amazing. I've gotten to the point where I can fast for 12 to 14 hours. I'm trying to get to the point where I can fast for a whole week. No food, just water. I would drop a massive amount of weight. But don't let nobody kid you. You gotta stay active. You gotta be in the gym. You gotta work out. When they said there's no pain, there's no gain. There's a thing that I purchased off the line that a lot of y'all probably saw, where this thing you attach to your stomach and they're supposed to give you all these abs. I'm be the first to tell you, I bought it. It doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work without you still putting the work in. You can leave it there. You can still be lazy all you want. It ain't gonna work unless you still put the work in. Even if you get the machine, even if you go to the gym, that's great, but you gotta eat properly. So it's 80%, 80 to 90% diet, then the gym. But you gotta do it both. My diet game is amazing, but sometimes I compromise. One time I lost around 40 pounds quick, you know, because I just changed up what I eat, right? Let me show you something, guys. Stuff like this. I love Doritos. Sometimes I have a juice, right? Intake keeps the weight on. In order for me and you to lose the weight and be the way we got to deny ourselves. Luke 9 verse 23. You and I got to deny ourselves from certain pleasures that we want. Now, we all love cakes and cookies and all that, but there's consequences to that, you know? And because I'm overweight, I wound up, I told my knee I had a meniscus tear. I got it fixed, you know, and shout out to Dr. Roquito, Dr. Gezinato in Staten Island. Big up to him that did the job. Shout out to my man Chris Pratt, who no longer here, who took me. One of the last things he did in life, it took me to go get my surgery, and everything went well. And I was able to walk normal again. But because I put on weight, it puts more pressure on the knees. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, I'm going to tell you something. As a man, when you put on weight, you know, you're not going to function the way you're supposed to function. I'm going to be honest with you. It even shrinks, you know what? And I'm not going to be too descriptive. in that aspect, because I'm gonna send this out to kids as well. Probably not. I don't know, but you want to be careful with that. You know, um, it puts more pressure in your joints. Like I felt like my Achilles tendon, and it's not just because you deal with stuff when you get older, but when you get older and you have weight on you, you're gonna deal with a lot more issues and everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's more. I have a slight case of arthritis on the lower side of my back, but it doesn't help that I'm overweight too, because it puts more pressure on my back. So I want to encourage each and every one of you: stop being lazy. The diligent is those who rule. Diligent. We got to be diligent. One of the things we can't do in life, they say health is wealth. They're not lying. There's people that's 70 years old, 80 years old. They cut and they rip and they look fine, and they'll probably live. If nothing happens to them, Lord forbid, they'll probably live to be over 100. I read about people in the scriptures that used to live all these years, and people will say, well, you know what? We don't really know how many years they lived. If it says what it says, that's what it was. Now, obviously, the calendar was different, but then you saw people like Adam and Eve living to 900. Then you saw the years started trickling down, 150, 160. A lot of my friends, I'm going to be honest, a lot of them didn't even live past 50. One of the closest friends, shout out to him, Brother Dave, he was 55 years old. Gone. The honorable one. He was 48 years old. Gone. My boy Chris Pratt, 45. Gone. I'm 45 now. So and this had nothing to do with them as far as them being lazy, but I'm just saying, because of the stuff that we eat, and Fat Joe, shout out to him. Shout out to him. He said the biggest killer that we have is not murder. It's not even sexual disease. The biggest killer we have is food. We have to be mindful of the food that we put in our body. And I'm not saying to not have pleasure foods. I'm not saying that. But if it's becoming an issue where you're borderline diabetic or stuff like that, and the doctor's telling you, yo, man, you might have you could get hypertension, this, that, and the third, you might be mindful to check it out. And I'm going to tell you, don't go to the doctor every 6 months. Go to the doctor every 3 months. Always get your blood checked out to see what's going on. Drink water. Now, a lot of people like drinking that water, right? I think it tastes good, but the water I drink is essential water. It's alkaline water. The pH is amazing. I like to drink water that's going to purify my blood. Oh, another thing. If you're in your 40s, get your colon cleansed. You know what I'm saying? It's like having an oil change. Man, get your colon cleansed. Get checked out for prostate cancer and stuff. Stop being lazy. You know what? Because of laziness, this is why a lot of us is not rich. Me too. A lot of us are not at where we at in our lives simply because of laziness and procrastination. A lot of us don't even want to work certain jobs. Why? Because we're lazy. It's not nothing to do with pride. It's laziness. We don't want to work there. I had a job for a brother. I said, yo, bro, they got a job in Boston. Now, mind you, this brother, and I ain't going to mention his name because I don't do the gossip stuff, right? We don't do that on this channel. I said, bro, this job is going to be paying $325 a day. You know what he told me? He told me it was too far. But yeah, he's staying in the shelter. Laziness. I would have did the job myself, but my car was messed up. That's why I couldn't go. And everything. Laziness. And you know what? I couldn't go that day. I was willing to go the next day, even take a train out to Boston and everything to go do the job. Because the hotel and all that other stuff would have been provided. Only thing I needed to do was get there. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have took a hit and took a Uber out there if need be. All right, cool. It's $325 a day. It took me $300 to get up there this day. Whatever. If that's the case, no problem. Cause I would have made over a quick band. Easy. But laziness prevented even me from doing that job too. I tried to cook it to him. He didn't want to do it because he got too lazy. But yet, you want to stay in the shelter. Me, I got dependent on my car because I didn't have the car. I didn't make every other provision. I could have got on the Long Island Railroad, Amtrak, whatever, to get out there. We have to stop being lazy. And I'm telling y'all see how I am? 285. By the end of the year, I'll be Lord, by the grace of the Father, I'll be no bigger. My goal is to get my weight down to 240, 235. By the time next year, I'm going to be back to natural weight, looking the way I look. Naturally. Not looking like King Kong Bundy. Shout out to him. No disrespect to him. You know what I'm saying? Not if you look at closing. You look at my arms, you can't even really see the veins in my arm. All that, why? Because of fat. Straight up. And I'm not saying this because you're a fat man or you call it a big man, you're not attractive. Women like what they like in that aspect. But for me, it's not a. I don't like what I see, so I don't want to be Homer Simpson no more. Shout out to him. It's not a good look, you know. And also, too, I'll mention this again: when you don't get proper rest, that causes you to have weight gain as well. So this is part one of laziness. We must die to laziness. All right, everyone, have a great weekend. Peace and blessings. Make the most of every opportunity. Stop being lazy. I will stop being lazy. You want things in life. You see certain rappers and all these guys getting stuff in life. You're not gonna get it unless you diligent at it. If you wasn't born in a silver spoon, you gotta work. Proverbs 14, verse 23. All hard work leads to a profit, but mere talk leads to poverty. Why mere talk? People who talk usually are lazy. The doers, they do. The lazy people, they talk. So let's stop being talkers. Let's be doers. Peace and blessing, y'all. Part one.